Hello again, vinyl community. This is my third video, and today I thought I would go through some of my 45s. I have a few hundred of them. This is one of the boxes here. I have two more boxes on top of the cubes right there. So I figured I would divide this into three videos, go through one box at a time. So yeah, let's get started. The the record playing right now is the Glass Family Electric Band. It's pretty good, a really good kind of psych rock from the late 60s, I believe it is. So, anyway, let's get into the 45s. 10,000 Maniacs, Like the Weather. 38 Special, Rock and Roll Strategy. ABC, Be Near Me. You'll see that there's a lot of 80s stuff in here with some 60s and 70s stuff. Alicia Bridges, I Love the Nightlife. Al Jarreau, the theme from Moonlighting. California Dreamin' by America. It's actually not a bad version of California Dreamin'. This is a Vinyl Me Please single. It's Amber Mark, Monsoon. Andre Clymore, The Dance Electric. Andy Taylor, Take It Easy. Angry Anderson, Suddenly. This will be pretty well known to folks in the UK, probably not for those in America. This was a song that featured in the Australian sitcom Neighbours, and it was used as a background music for when Kylie Minogue and Jason Donovan got married during in the show. They were both in the show at the time, and this music was playing in the background, and it's cool. It's like, you know, very good soft rock song. Plus, I think it was like a UK number 3 in 1988, so, you know, pretty decent hit. Okay, Aretha Franklin, Freeway of Love. Aretha Franklin and George Michael, I Knew You Were Waiting for Me. The Archie, Sugar Sugar. This is a UK pressing. Obviously, it says like Made in England on it, but you can also tell because it doesn't have a jukebox cutout. Jukebox cutouts were not particularly common in the UK unless the record was literally to be used in a jukebox. If you went into a store to buy singles, most of the time they wouldn't have the cutout, they'd just be like this. This is also a good example of a song where the B-side, Melody Hill, is at least as good as the A-side, Sugar Sugar. So, okay, moving on. We have Champagne Jam by Atlanta Rhythm Section. Secret Lovers by Atlantic Starr. Always by Atlantic Starr. That's another nostalgic song for me from 1987. I remember that being in the charts when I was a kid. Autograph, Turn Up the Radio. Badfinger, Come and Get It. Written, of course, by Paul McCartney. Baltimore, Tarzan Boy. Come on, you gotta have that if you're into the 80s. Bananarama, Venus. Bananarama, Only Your Love. I have a couple of Bananarama albums too. I'm not going to show any of the albums today. We'll do some of that another time. But Band Aid, Do They Know It's Christmas? The Bangles, Eternal Flame. Barbra Streisand, The Way They Were, or The Way We Were. I did not buy this specifically. I think it came as part of a lot on eBay. Barry White, Can't Get Enough of Your Love, Babe. And Barry White, Let the Music Play. Again, this is a British pressing. There's no jukebox cutout. The Beach Boys, Barbara Ann. The Beach Boys, Good Vibrations. The Beatles, I Want to Hold Your Hand. The Beatles, and I Love Her. I only have the two singles by the Beatles. I do have all of the studio albums. A mix of some of the newer remastered editions and some earlier pressings, but I'll do a separate video on those. And now we have a few Bee Gees singles. You Should Be Dancing, Night Fever, Too Much Heaven, Bellamy Brothers, Lovers Live Longer. Again, I think this was part of an eBay a lot. I don't think I've really listened to this. Benjamin Orr, Stay the Night. That's just vintage 80s rock. Okay, this one needs a little explaining. Gossip Calypso by Bernard Cribbins, or Bernard Cribbins if you're American. I bought this on ebay.co.uk. because it was nostalgic. My parents used to have this record when I was a kid, and I mean, objectively it's a terrible song, Gossip Calypso. It's like a novelty song. Bernard Cribbins did a lot of novelty records back in the '60s, but apart from the nostalgia factor, the B-side, One Man Band, that used to be the quote theme song unquote for my radio station when I was about 7 years old. I used to set up a record player in the living room or like in the kitchen if my mother was baking, and I would I get to be a DJ for 20 minutes or something. What can I say? I was like 7 years old. But okay, this is another eBay lot item. I would not have bought this normally. I bet Midler, Boogie Boogie Bugle Boy. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Beverly Craven, Promise Me. Big Country, In a Big Country, more classic 80s. Bill Haley and his Comets, Rock Around the Clock, that's classic 50s. Obviously, you can probably tell from the label this is not a 50s edition. This is a re-release probably from the 70s or maybe early 80s. Bill Medley and Jennifer Warnes, I've Had the Time of My Life. Don't Be Angry by Billy Crash Craddock. He did a lot of kind of bluesy stuff. This is more, leans more towards country. Billy Ocean, Caribbean Queen. Billy Ocean, There'll Be Sad Songs to Make You Cry. Bing Crosby, White Christmas. I found this at Goodwill fairly recently, and I was really pleased. It's in really nice condition. It might be an original pressing. I'm not too sure about that. I was thinking just because of the label it might be, but I haven't looked into it. Blondie, The Tide is High, getting back to the 80s. Runny by Bobby Brown. Bobby McFerrin, Don't Worry, Be Happy. Possibly one of the most irritating songs to ever be played on the radio, but I think I got it for like 50 cents, so it's all good. Little Woman by Bobby Sherman. I honestly don't remember how this song goes. Again, this was a part of an eBay lot. I know of Bobby Sherman, but I couldn't tell you how the song goes. Classic disco, Bonnie Pointer, Heaven Must Have Sent You. Okay, now this is a cool song. This is a cover version of Jive Talkin' by Boogie Box High. Boogie Box High, I believe this guy whose name you can see here, Andros Giorgio, I think he was, I want to say like the half-brother or brother-in-law or something of George Michael. And George Michael actually does lead vocals on this, uncredited. It's clearly him. If you know to listen out for him singing, it's clearly George Michael. And it's a really cool version of the song. This was a UK number 7 back in 1987. So, decent hit. So moving on, we have the Boogie Boys, Dealing with Life. Soul Limbo by Booker T and the MGs. Green Onions, Booker T and the MGs. Boston, Peace of Mind. One of my favorite songs of the 80s, Boy Meets Girl, Waiting for a Starter 4. Boz Scaggs, Slow Down. I like that song a lot, actually. I have the album too, that song. Bread, Sweet Surrender. Not one of my favorite Bread songs, although I do like some of their songs. Right on Track by The Breakfast Club. This is a really fun song. I like it a lot. Again, classic 80s. Breathe, Hands to Heaven. This has quite a few jukebox swells on it, but it plays fine. Brother Beyond, The Harder I Try. They were a late 80s boy band, for those of you who don't know. This song, I believe, was also a moderate hit in the US. The follow-up, He Ain't No Competition, I think is even better. Or at least as good as The Harder I Try. Stomp by the Brothers Johnson. Bruce Springsteen, Glory Days. Bruce Springsteen, My Hometown. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, War. Bruce Springsteen, Tunnel of Love. Respect Yourself, Bruce Willis. Classic 80s, Pac-Man Fever by Buckner and Garcia. Buffalo Springfield, For What It's Worth. Cameo, Candy. Carly Simon, Jesse. The Cars, Good Times Roll. Cat Stevens, Another Saturday Night. Shaka Khan, I Feel For You. Shaka Khan, Love of a Lifetime. Tequila by the Champs. Cheap Trick, Don't Be Cruel. Cher, Gypsies, Tramps and Thieves. Cheryl Lynn and the Night. Cheryl Lynn, If This World Were Mine. Both of those were part of a lot, but actually In the Night's not bad. It's kind of a late disco song. I don't know how you pronounce this lady's name. Shane or Shine, or I don't know. Call Me Mr. Telephone, which was a moderate size hit in the US in the 80s. Chicago, 2506-4. Chicago's Saturday in the Park. Krista Berg, The Lady in Red, routinely in the UK, routinely voted one of the worst songs ever to be on radio, but I don't think that's very fair. It's actually a pretty good song. It was just overplayed at the time. This is Maybelline by Chuck Berry. Really heavy wear on it from jukebox swells, but it actually plays fine. Clarence Clemens with Jackson Browne, You're a Friend of Mine. Next up we have Cliff Richard, Devil Woman. Cliff Richard, We Don't Talk Anymore. Club Nouveau, Lean on Me. The Communards, Never Can Say Goodbye. The Cover Girls, Promise Me. Creedence, Bad Moon Rising. Crowded House, Don't Dream It's Over. Curtis Hairston, Chillin' Out. I was not familiar with this at the time. Again, it came as part of an eBay lot. Cutting Crew, I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight. I mean, you gotta have that if you're into the 80s. I mean, that's just as classic as it gets, right? Cyndi Lauper, She-Bop. Danny Wilson, Mary's Prayer. Kiss on My List, Hall & Oates. And another Hall & Oates, Private Eyes. Data, Stop. David Bowie and Mick Jagger, Dancing in the Street. David Lee Roth, Just Like Paradise. David Lee Roth, Yankee Rose. David Norton, Making It. It's kind of a cool song. This was in the movie Detroit Rock City. It's kind of an infamous scene in that where a pizza gets thrown at a car. So if you haven't seen that, check it out. David Soul, Don't Give Up on Us. Dawn, Tie Yellow Ribbon Round the Old Oak Tree. This was actually a freebie. I won an auction on eBay, and the seller included 5 free 45s, and this was one of them. And it was a UK #1, I think, in the 70s. So I thought, what the heck, I'll keep it, you know. Dead or Alive, You Spin Me Round Like a Record. Classic. DeBarge, Rhythm of the Night. Debbie Gibson, Shake Your Love. Debbie Harry, French Kissin'. Def Leppard, Animal. I mean, yeah. I have the stereo album too, but I got the single for cheap. I think it was just a few bucks, and I thought, yeah, I gotta have that. I love the cover, the artwork on it too. Neverending Story of Love, Delaney and Bonnie and Friends. Depeche Mode, People Are People. Diana Ross and Marvin Gaye, You're a Special Part of Me. Dire Straits, Money for Nothing. Don Glazer, Strawberry Jam. I didn't know what this was. Again, it came as part of a lot. I looked it up on Discogs. It seems like it's somewhat rare, especially as it's a promo copy. And it's okay. You know, I played it. It's alright. Don McLean, American Pie. Donna Allen, Sirius. Not sure how much of a hit it was in the US, although this is a US pressing. But it was, I think, a top 10 in the UK in 87. Donna Summer, I Feel Love. Classic disco. Donna Summer, MacArthur Park. Donna Summer, The Wanderer. Donna Summer, She Works Hard for the Money. And Donna Summer, This Time I Know It's For Real. Another one of my favorite 80s songs. That was a real return to form in the late 80s for Donna Summer. It's a terrific song. The Doors, Light My Fire. The Drifters, Saturday Night at the Movies. Duran Duran, A View to a Kill. Eagles, Hotel California. It's the only Eagles single I have, but I do have most of their studio albums. Eighth Wonder, Cross My Heart. Eldebage, You Wear It Well. Eldebage, Real Love. And finally, Eddie Money, Take Me Home Tonight. Okay, so that's box 1. Like I said, I will do another video for box 2 over the next couple of days probably. And you'll see that I keep all of the 45s in a plastic sleeve. Any that are picture sleeves, I then put at the back in a separate white paper sleeve, just to help preserve the picture sleeves for as long as I can. And similarly for any of the albums, we have a plastic sleeve on the outside. Usually I go with the 3mm sleeves. They're thicker, they last longer. And then the back, I put the actual records behind the sleeve. It helps prevent wear and tear. It keeps the records a little more pristine than if I had to keep taking them in and out, especially if I was using paper sleeves. So I usually go with these Disc Keeper sleeves by Sleeve City. I have bought the Mobile Fidelity ones in the past, which are slightly better, but they're a lot more expensive. I found these Disc Keeper ones to be almost as good, and I think close to half the price, maybe 2/3 of the price. And I have quite a few records here. You know, you can kind of see there's several hundred. So it would have been kind of expensive to have bought Mobile Fidelity sleeves for all of them. So okay, well that's it for my 3rd video, and yeah, I'll be posting another one in the next couple of days with more 45s. So alright, take it easy. Thanks guys.